Hello everybody and welcome to another Marvel Legends Wave review. In today's video we're taking a look at the Build-A-Figure Monster Venom wave made up of Venom, Typhoid Mary, Marvel's Scream, Marvel's Poison, Spider-Ham and Carnage, with a guest appearance from Porkrind, the Venom symbiote version of Spider-Ham. First off, we'll take a look at Eddie Brock's Venom. As you can see there, he comes with the Monster Venom leg, and we have these wonderfully sculpted tendrils coming off around the neck. Take a look at the back of the box. We've got Venom in all of his glory. We've got the unmasked head there. You can take a quick look at his bio, and here we have him out of his plastic prison. First of all, let's take a look at the Monster Venom's leg. Nice big chunk of plastic there with a gorgeous purple with kind of a black wash over the top. Really nice metallic sheen to that. Not entirely sure which one it's based off. Is that a form of Matt Gargan or something? I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely a very nice clean colour. Eddie Brock himself, it's a really nice sculpt, nothing that we haven't really seen before. We now get these tendrils, which are detachable. They just tab in at a second slot just on the top of his neck piece. His head does sit a little high. Would like that to have sat a little bit more snug on there. And we also have some rub straight out of the packaging on that neck piece. I think that may even be paint. The back again there, not a very clean, crisp line, which is a shame really, because it's a nice suit for Venom. Again, not quite as crisp on there as I would like. It's a nice-ish head sculpt for Brock. The eyes are looking forward. Those eyebrows, those are some big chunky eyebrows, and look at that nose. He'll be able to sniff out Parker easily. Nice definition on those legs there. It's a very stocky look for Brock, and that's a good thing. I think that definitely suits him. Now let's just switch out the head. We'll put on the Venom head. Like so. That sits a lot better on there than what the Brock head did. Again, now I've got some paint. It's kind of an overspray on the eyes there, or chip. Teeth are nicely done. You can see the inner tongue there. Would like that to be coming out. And again, look exactly the same on that side as well. Quite sloppy application on there. And let's just add the tendrils to this head as well. Just plug that in, and there they go. That's a pretty nice look. I think I prefer that to the Brock. I think Venom with the tendrils and Brock without. Now sculpt wise, I think it's pretty much a straight up repaint of our previous incarnation of Venom. The muscle tones all seem to be the same. We even get that second hole already at the top of his back. It's just a shame though, because the paint is a lot more crisp on this Venom. It's a different shade. I know it's hard to get on camera, but this one comes across as more of a grey than a black. And let's just quickly switch out the head on there. And there we have the Eddie Brock head on the other torso. Again, works quite well, exactly the same, and it's got cleaner paint. Next up on the review slab we have Cletus Cassidy, aka Carnage. Now we already have several incarnations of Carnage as well, but this one really takes me back to the old Toy Biz days, where he's got his weapons, and we have the Venom Build-A-Figure head. Let's take a quick look around the box. We've got some lovely artwork of Carnage on the side. Got a brief bio on the back, as well as a picture of Carnage in all of his psychotic glory. And just look at that face. And here we have him out of his packaging. First of all, let's take a look at the Build-A-Figure head. Love that stretched kind of flesh there, and the curly tongue. That's almost kind of xenomorph. Really nice look. Cletus, apparently Woody Harrelson is rumoured to be playing him in the Spider-Man movie. Love this axe hand, or the blade, where it's just one piece with the hand, just all of those twisted tendrils, and the blade coming down. That face sculpt is insanely good. They have nailed that. He looks psychotic. A lot of black across the torso, kind of emphasizing the muscle tone. Much more slender body in comparison to Venom. And then we have the symbiote trails coming off the back. We do get accessories with Carnage. We get the Carnage head that we can switch out. Again, very nicely done. And we get some very spindly claw-like hands. If you don't want him wielding this big weapon or these really long fingers, then you can get slightly shorter fingers. Got those ribbed bones poking through on the hands. It's a very good looking Carnage. But again, like Venom, it's not something we haven't already seen before. Yes, the paint is probably richer with a slightly darker tone and higher gloss, but that's about it. We get the added hands, and we get that Cletus face sculpt, but that's all we're really paying for. Nothing else has really changed. They use the same buck, the same exact design, it's just those paint applications are different. Next up, we have Marvel's Poison. Now, I think this is Peter Parker when he was meant to be dead, but he wasn't dead, and he's gone symbiote mad. I need to catch up with the comics. Quick read up on the bio. And out of the package, he comes with the Venom Bath arm. Really huge muscles on this guy. He is a force to be reckoned with. Poison himself, it's a very strange looking figure. I do love how the spider is coming off his chest. Almost looks kind of a cross between Ultron and Iron Man there. It's a nice pearlescent white. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've used a lot of Iron Man in this figure. It's just a very odd looking character. If anybody knows kind of what happened with that story arc, then please just let me know in the comments section below, because I love Spider-Man. I've always loved Spider-Man, and I really want to get up to date with what's been going on. We get one of these kind of claw-like gripping hands. We've got a nice bicep bend there, and we get this very aggressive looking clenched fist with that really long extended finger. These are great. I do love this spider coming off his chest. Doesn't really hinder it at all, and I love that these aren't actually just painted on, they're sculpted. That's a nice touch. Same with the top of the spider as well. That's all kind of sculpted on there. Next up, we have Spider-Ham, part of the extended Spider-Verse, and we get the pork grind Venom head there as well. We've got Spider-Ham on the side, Spider-Ham on the side, and on the back we have part pig, part spider, part scientific mishap, Peter Porker. That's awesome. Out of his plastic prison, he comes with the two halves of the torso, which form the Venom bath. Very, very odd. I haven't seen this done like this before. Obviously, you have to put those together and then put the arms in. I don't know, but we'll see when we get around to it. But it's a big chunk of a torso. We get the pork grind head. Love how that looks. Maybe we'll get a nice Howard the Duck character as well now that they've branched off into the different dimensions. Articulation on Spider-Ham is limited. It's kind of Rocket Raccoon style. We have bends on the elbow. We have some rotations on the wrist. The head can go all the way around. We can look down, we can look up. We do have a bend on the torso, so we can rock that around. And we do have rotation on the feet. So, you know, for a guy of this stature, that's not all that bad, really, considering. There we go, we can pop the head off. And if you choose to have the pork rind head on this torso, it does fit. Personally, I am going to work on getting the pork rind Venom head to fit on the Hero Mashers torso. I think that's a pretty good scale and a pretty kind of good size and bulk and stature. I think that could definitely work, but really love what they've done with Peter Porker. I think it's a very odd, but at the same time welcome decision. Next up, we get to add yet another symbiote to our ever-growing family. It is, of course, Marvel's Scream. Lovely artwork on the side there. She looks terrifying. And here's a quick read-up of her bio. Now she comes with the second arm to the mighty big Monster Venom. And as far as figures go, she is absolutely terrifying. She is nearly as terrifying as my wife when she sees just how much I've spent on Marvel Legends. It's scary. I love that face sculpt there. Kind of a cross between both Venom and Carnage. And you've got this hair sprawling down her back there. So many different layers. And it's a lovely kind of mix of Medusa's hair and Carnage's kind of tendrils coming down. Love that red streak as well. It's a nice torso that they've used. No waist swivel, but we do have the upper motion. Love the paint applications going around, but then they stop. Completely stop on the back of the torso. That does bug me just a little bit. It's like, oh, you can only have a pattern on the front. I know not everybody displays their characters, so you can see the back of them. But you've painted that much, you might as well just carry it on and paint the other side. Still need to get myself the likes of Toxin, but my symbiote army is slowly growing. I feel like I could have the Planet of Symbiotes all on one shelf. And last but by no means least, a very welcome addition to my Marvel Legends collection, but a very odd figure to have in the Monster Venom wave. This is, of course, Typhoid Mary, one of her 3 identities. I'm not really sure why they've decided to include her in this wave. I suppose it's where do you fit her. I can't ever remember her having a tussle with Peter Parker or any of the Spider-Men, but I could be wrong. Side of the box has some nice artwork, and on the back of the box there she is with her smirk and her flaming sword, and there's a quick write-up on her. Now before we get on the ins and outs, that is an awful product shot on the back there. She looks so much nicer in hand than what they've got captured on the back. Mary comes with the final puzzle piece to our giant Monster Venom, and here she is with her ripped fishnet stockings and her flaming sword. The sword's nothing new, it's just kind of a repaint of what we get with the likes of Deadpool, etc., I believe. But that's a gorgeous looking sculpt. Fantastic face sculpt there. Love those paint applications. Done a really nice job. Love the ribbed corset under there as well. Very stiff due to this jacket. It holds everything into place. A nice belt buckle. Paint applications are pretty clean throughout. Now I thought Typhoid Mary was left-handed, but there's only one way of holding the sword. That's a open palm on the right hand and a clenched fist on her left for punching her adversaries. Hair goes down nicely on the back. I think that's a reuse of the Mary Jane hair. We can get a pretty nice range on there, down and up. All in all, very good looking figure, but a very odd choice for a Spider-Man wave. Right, now with everybody around him, it's almost like some sort of seance is going on, isn't it? So right, let's start the building process. As far as I'm aware, there's no need to wait. Pop this straight on and click and lock that into place. We can put the legs on the right legs. One, two. The arms. One. And two. And last but by no means least, we can pop that head on as well. And here we have him fully built. He is super hench. Love that purple tone that they've used. Nice paint applications, a bit of smudging across the lower back there. As you can see, there's also black in amongst that purple as well. He doesn't really have much in the way of butt cheeks. Love that face sculpt though. Really nice. There's even some stretch in there as well. Let's take a look at his articulation. The head can look kind of up that much. Not a very natural look at all. And down is a lot nicer. And the shoulders can go all the way around on ratchets. They can come out to the side. Nice and clean, that is. Upper bicep rotation. Nice cut in the arm. So that's a nice hidden joint, nice bend on the elbow, rotation and a pivot on the wrist. We get forwards and backwards motion on that torso. That's a really nice hunch. You can hunch him right forwards, kind of have a face coming out. Waist rotation, legs can come this far forwards, not really back. Upper thigh rotation, we get double jointed bend on the knee. Like so, so we get quite a deep angle there. And coming down to the legs, there's an upper shin rotation. There's a forwards and backwards on the foot, as well as that ankle rocker. And Venom has a really nice big footprint, so you can get him balanced in some pretty nice running poses. Standing at just over 7 inches tall, I wouldn't say he's exactly monstrous. That's about 18 centimeters in height. Yes, he's quite stocky, but he's definitely not a monster. I mean, I still need to get the Space Venom, but isn't that a very similar height? Here we have him alongside some other incarnations of Venom. As you can see, I've got the Matt Gargan Scorpion Venom here at the front. He's carrying that same sort of black and purple mix as well. So I'm not sure, but I think they're kind of going for a Gargan style of Venom. Like I said, I'm a little bit behind with the old Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, so if you know different, then please let me know. And for those of you who are curious, it is just a standard neck peg, so you can switch out the heads. Now you have to heat up and stretch the hole slightly on the Gargan head, but again, that does fit, and I think that actually looks pretty good. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Monster Venom wave. Personally, I don't think the new head sculpt for Carnage and Venom justify the need to buy the figures again. The hand on Carnage is pretty cool, but if you've already got a Carnage, or if you've got possibly the select version of Carnage in a kind of crouched pose, then I really don't feel the need for you to get these figures as well. Obviously the bath part is important, but I imagine you'd be able to pick that up on the second-hand Legends market quite easily. Typhoid Mary is stunning one of my best figures from the wave. Absolutely love her. I don't have a huge connection with the character itself, but the figure looks gorgeous. I'd probably rate these from worst to best. I'd probably start with Venom, just because it's just nothing new there. We'll then go to Poison, maybe then to Scream, Carnage, just because of the Cletus head is fantastic. Then we're going to have Spider-Ham, then we'll have Typhoid Mary, and I will go for the Bath being the best, just because it is a monster, and my son absolutely adores Venom and symbiotes, so his shelf is going to be full. Once again, I'd like to thank Robot Kingdom for making this review possible. If you found it useful, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course subscribe. I've included a link in the description where this wave can be purchased. I still have the new Apocalypse wave to review, as well as the Sauron wave, so let me know in the comment section which one you would prefer for me to do first. And I've included a Marvel Legends playlist just up in the corner. Until next time, from myself and Venom, thanks for watching. Goodbye.